Hi guys, it's Samantha. I'm a flexibility instructor here at InterMe, and I'm going to be going over 5 exercises to help your hips. So, first exercise that we're going to do, you are going to come onto hands and knees. And you're going to not arch your back, you're going to round your back. So you're kind of pushing your tailbone down towards the ground. From there, what you're going to do, you're going to extend the leg. And again, you're making sure as you lift that leg that you don't arch. So I'm not coming here, right? I'm keeping my tailbone tucked as I lift that leg. So it's a very small movement. If you're getting a whole lot of height on that leg, I would be mindful, make sure that you're really keeping that tailbone tucked under. If you struggle with that, if you have like a strap or a belt or something that you kind of place on your low back and around towards under your hands, I might need to make this work. That'll help kind of give you a nice kind of heat, right? So if I'm here, I want to make sure I'm pressing into my block, my band or whatever it is, towel. So I'm not coming here, I'm pressing against that as I'm lifting my leg. So you're going to do 10 on each side. So from there, still on all fours, we're going to go into our second exercise for hips. So what we're going to do, you're going to grab a block if you have one. Otherwise, you can do this without a block. You're just going to lose a little bit of the hamstring engagement. So I got my block. I'm going to flex my toes and I'm going to put them on the ground. From there, I'm going to take the edge of the block and I'm going to put it on my Achilles tendon, and then I'm going to kind of sink my butt down. So now this block is wedged between my ankle and my butt. So I'm not arching, still rounding. What I'm going to do, I'm going to squeeze and I'm going to lift that knee up towards the ceiling. Keeping that back rounded, really finding that engagement. And you're going to do 10 there. So, third exercise. So this one is a little bit more for the outside of your hips. So this kind of area, more kind of to a certain degree, a little bit more glute, but this is kind of all part of the structure. We're going to do one of my favorite hurts so good stretches. So this one is always a stretch for me. Like it's always just like, ooh, I feel it. But it's like, it's a good feeling. It's like this needs to be stretched. So our third stretch is going to be the fire log stretch or the double pigeon. So what I'm going to do, I have my shin. It's going to be parallel with my hips. From there, I'm going to take my ankle and put it on my knee. So my foot is past the knee. So I'm not here. I am foot past the knee. From there, I'm going to sit up nice and tall. And then I'm going to start trying to stack my knee on top of the other ankle. Right? So this bottom foot should be out. That foot should be in towards your hip. If your knee gets down, it should be on top. So on this, if you're finding that this is a really tough stretch for you, because again, this one can give, it's again, hurts so good. You can use a block underneath the bottom knee. You can kind of wedge it in over here, underneath that top knee. So you can kind of support this structure until it starts kind of loosening and opening up. So if you are able to get fully stacked, what you can do, you can take your hands out, nice straight back, and you can come forward to really intensify the stretch. So you'll feel it most intensely on this kind of, this top leg, right in that kind of side butt area. For me, my left hip always feels it, doesn't matter if it's on top bottom. So if you're like, but I'm feeling it here too on this side, probably just, you know, it's tight. And so it's getting a stretch. But yeah, this is the main leg we're stretching, is the top leg. So our fourth hip exercise, you're gonna come into a figure 4 position. So right now, this isn't too bad yet, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna take my hands down, so I'm kind of going towards the side, and then I'm gonna open up a little bit. So as I do that, this knee kind of comes up, right? So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna squeeze that under butt, and I'm pushing my knee down towards the floor, and I'm holding here. So I should feel a stretch along the front of my hip. So if you want, and you want to make it more intense, you can bring that foot in closer towards your butt as you try and push that knee to the floor. If you feel this in your knee joint, take the foot a little bit further out and only go until, don't go to the point that you feel this in your knee. So our fifth and final exercise for increasing hip flexibility is one you're probably familiar with. It's your basic lunge. So again, I like to double up my mat so I can place it underneath my knee. I'm gonna bring a foot out. I'm gonna squeeze that underbutt on that bent leg. So I'm squeezing, I'm tucking my tailbone under. Cores engaged, shoulders over hips, coming forward. So I should feel a nice little stretch along the front of my hip. So what we're gonna do now though is we're gonna tuck our chin and we're gonna use our hands on our knee to help push further away. So we're tucking, we're pushing, and we should feel knee an increased stretch along the front of our leg. Those are 5 exercises to help you with hip flexibility.